What's up, guys? Gotta make this pretty quick, but it is time. Late night sports talk. Um, this is the Super Bowl edition. It's in 14 minutes. It's officially Super Bowl. 13 minutes. It's Super Bowl Sunday. Probably be out of here by then. But we're gonna be going through a lot of things. All about the Super Bowl. There's no other sports being talked about tonight except the Super Bowl. Because why would we talk about anything else besides the Super Bowl? Now, this is not a preview. I'll be giving my pick and preview at about 1:32 p.m. tomorrow. We'll go over prop bets. We will go over previewing the game. We'll talk about how the two teams got to the Super Bowl. We take a look back at their seasons. So that's all coming up. But right now, we've got a lot of things to talk about the Super Bowl. Some things that don't directly relate to the game. Excuse me. That I want to talk about. It's like a Super Bowl introduction, basically. Los Angeles, things like that. So let's go ahead and get started. And then we're going to try to go live for a little bit of the game. Again, I cannot guarantee at all that I'll be live at the game. I have some people that I'm going to be watching the game with, so I don't know if I'll be able to go live. But yeah, we'll talk about it next week after the game's over because all I want to focus on right now is the Super Bowl. So let's go ahead and get started. And you'll probably see it later in Sports Talk, I'm sure, tomorrow after the game. So here we go. All right, a look back at the last Super Bowls. That's what we're taking a look at. Looking at flashback Super Bowls for the last, couple Super Bowls. I'm not going to read all of them, but Super Bowl 2021 was won. Super Bowl 55 was won by the Buccaneers, of course. Kind of a blowout game. Look at like the last five. Chiefs, of course, won 2020 over the 49ers. And then probably one of the worst Super Bowls of all time. Patriots beat the Rams 13-3. Hopefully we don't see a game like that tomorrow. This was a really good game. Eagles beat the Patriots 41-33. In 2018, 2017, Patriots, of course, an iconic game, that comeback, beating the Falcons 34-28. 2016, Levi's Stadium, Denver defeats Carolina 24-10. And then, of course, another super iconic game. Could we see something like that tomorrow? We'll see. Patriots defeating the Seahawks 28-24. 2014 was a blowout. Seahawks beat the Broncos 43-8. I don't think we'll see a blowout. I'll tell you guys that. I'm giving my pick, but I'm not giving a. I don't see it being a blowout. Let's talk about the host. It's an interesting host city, Los Angeles. Known to have produced a lot of great football players. They've hosted a lot of Super Bowls. It's an iconic place. Obviously, the stadium's not too iconic because they never hosted a Super Bowl because it's just the first year that the stadium has existed. But yeah, so look at the Super Bowls that Los Angeles has hosted. I think it's going to be a good host city. I was in LA today, got to check it out. It looks like they're ready for the Super Bowl. So yeah. Packers, Chiefs. That was the first ever Super Bowl. It was hosted in Los Angeles. Los Angeles is an iconic place for Super Bowls. People are so happy that it's back in LA. That was at the LA Coliseum, in which the Packers won 35-10. Then 6 years later, it came back to LA. Dolphins beat the Redskins 14-7. The then Redskins at LA Memorial Coliseum. Then 1977, it was in Pasadena, kind of like outside LA. 32-14. Raiders beat the Vikings. Back in Pasadena. Pasadena was hosting. Now it's like an older stadium. They used to host a lot. Steelers beat the Rams 31-19, 1980. 3 years later, it's 1983. Washington beat the Dolphins 27-17. Super Bowl 1987. The Giants beat the Broncos 39-20 again at the Roseville Stadium. 1993, Cowboys beat the Bills 52-17. So that's the last time that we saw a Super Bowl in LA was in 1993. It wasn't even in LA, technically. It was in Pasadena. But, let me do the math. 29, 28 years later, it's back hosting a Super Bowl at SoFi Stadium, technically in Inglewood, but yeah. I think it's going to be a good host. I think that, it's a special city. Next year it's in Arizona, but I think Los Angeles is a very special place that, has its bad parts, but it's a great special city. Let's take a look at the history of the Rams. The last time they were in the Super Bowl was just a couple of years ago. Played really bad, lost to the Patriots 13-3, what was not a great Super Bowl game. But the Rams have won a Super Bowl before. So they have won one. They're looking to win one in their home city tomorrow. They won one in 2007. They beat the Titans 23-16, another iconic game where they stopped the Titans at the 1 yard line. Can we see something like that tomorrow? And the Bengals have never won a Super Bowl. They're trying to break, Joe Burrow company are trying to break that tomorrow. They've never won one. They have been in one. They just have never won one. They're one of those franchises. And I did not see them getting close to Super Bowl this year. They're here. Their last time was in 1988 against the 49ers, in which they did not win that game. The halftime show for this year's Super Bowl it's a pretty good one. It's a mix of some interesting people. It's going to be Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, and Kendrick Lamar. We're kind of bringing that Super Bowl kind of vibe. So yeah, should be a pretty good halftime show. I mean, that's some interesting people in there. Snoop Dogg, Eminem. We'll see how that goes. The national anthem will be sung by a country singer that I've actually never heard of, but his name is Mikey. What's his name? Mikey Gutton. We'll be singing it. We'll see if it goes over 134. 5 renditions since Kelly Clarkson's in 2012 have gone over, so I'll be giving my pick on that tomorrow, actually. How could this rule compare to previous Super Bowls? I think these two teams are very even, and I think it could be a close matchup. That's all I'm going to say about that. SoFi Stadium is a beautiful stadium. It's huge. It's hosting its first ever Super Bowl. It was just built, last year? Finally got to host this year. But it's a beautiful stadium. Its capacity is 70,000. It's expandable up to 100,000, though, for the Super Bowl. It was the former site of the Hollywood Park racetrack. It's 3 miles from LA Airport. I'm sure that's packed right now. Southeast of the Forum. So yeah, a really cool place. The Rose Bowl was where the Super Bowls were being hosted, and the Coliseum hosted one a long time ago. But I think the stadium is going to be really interesting. And then last topic, let's talk a little bit about the Super Bowl press conferences. I tuned into them a little bit. I didn't hear much, but I heard it was a pretty good press conference. I always like watching the press conferences. Joe Burrow seemed kind of cool. He said he wouldn't want to live in Los Angeles. Kind of don't blame him, because he said he likes to wear different outfits. Jamar Chase talked. Basically, all the players talked. Yeah. I think it's going to be a great Super Bowl. Not much about the conferences, but yeah. I'll be giving my pick tomorrow at 132. Not just my pick, I'll pick on a lot of prop bets, probably about 20 prop bets. All the ones I can find. We will talk about how the two teams got here. Maybe we'll talk a little bit more about Los Angeles, why that city is kind of unique. And yeah, I think that's going to be it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Super Bowl Sundays in 5 minutes. See you guys later.